Live in high definition, taking action, getting results. This is News Channel 3.
Stung to death by killer bees, tonight a Virginia Beach mother has questions for the company her son was working for when it happened. Good evening, I'm Laurie Simmons. The deadly bee attack happened earlier this week in Texas. The man's mom sat down with News Channel 3's Nadine Yanis. And in Norfolk, preparing for the worst. Police and firefighters partnered up with the FBI early this morning for a training exercise at MacArthur Center. The streets were blocked off around the mall for several hours, and if you were in that area, you may have heard some loud noises. The drill gave first responders a chance to practice responding to a mass casualty situation. In North Carolina, a pilot is recovering tonight after she survived a crash this morning in Davie County. It happened around 9:30. When emergency crews arrived, the pilot was conscious and said the power to the plane died mid-flight. She landed in a cow field. Most of the damage was done to the plane's right wing. The NTSB will investigate the exact cause. In Virginia Beach, new stop signs at Arctic and Baltic Avenues, where they intersect with Laskin, were uncovered today, making the intersections four-way stops. Crews installed the signs Friday. The city says they are in response to traffic volumes, safety issues, and driver concerns. Speaking of stop signs, News Channel 3 investigates an intersection where people blow through the stop sign all the time. We discovered even police don't always stop. News Channel 3's Les Smith has a preview of his special report. Well, the Justice Department is looking into the drug cocktails used for state executions. This after a botched execution in Oklahoma where the inmate appeared to be in pain well after the time the lethal drugs were administered. Federal execution drugs have been under review since 2011. In recent years, several states, including Maryland, Connecticut, and New Mexico, have gotten rid of the death penalty. Well, a split-second decision by two quick-thinking sisters saved more than 24 children. Moments before this Mississippi school bus caught fire, the sisters noticed there was a lot of smoke coming from it, so they did everything in their power to let the driver know. On the military watch, after 9 months at sea, the USS Ramage is back home in Norfolk. Hundreds of families were there to give the sailors a warm welcome. The commanding officer told News Channel 3 it was the people back home that helped the sailors through the long deployment. A varsity game for the mind. It has you thinking a little, right? In this game, you have to score points to win and form a strong alliance. A team at Menchville High School is considered the best in the world. News Channel 3's Blaine Stewart has more. Taking a live look outside over the Chesapeake Bay in Virginia Beach, a beautiful end to the weekend. I hope you had a chance to get out today and enjoy the sunshine. So what can we expect in the week ahead? Let's go to meteorologist Dennis Brown in the Live Viper Forecast Center. News Channel 3 is taking action and getting results for kids with cancer through the Dream Home giveaway. More than $1.2 million was raised for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. The lucky winners of that home were announced during our live telethon earlier today. This afternoon, they got to take a tour of their new house for the first time. And News Channel 3 is taking action to help you beat the traffic. Be prepared for delays tonight and tomorrow on I-64 East at the HRBT. Starting around 10, crews will be doing work from the Willoughby Spit exit to the Granby Street exit. Delays are expected to be around 20 minutes. Pot for education? How one politician thinks classrooms could benefit if marijuana sales were legal. And a record-breaking attempt you may just go bananas over. On the military watch, just into the newsroom, we are learning that a helicopter went down Saturday in Texas from Fort Bragg. It happened during a training exercise yesterday. Now, officials would not say how many soldiers were on board, and it's unclear if there were any injuries. As soon as we get more details, we'll bring them to you. And one politician wants to make marijuana sales to help pay for public education legal. Sheila Gallagher, the Democratic candidate for superintendent of South Carolina schools, says if marijuana was legal, classrooms would benefit. In Norfolk, crews spent the morning patching up this sinkhole. It opened up yesterday on Collie Avenue between Southampton and Woodis Avenues. You can see now the hole is filled and has cones around it. In Williamsburg, the College of William and Mary is one of two Virginia schools under federal investigation right now for potentially mishandling reports of sexual violence against their students. Melissa Hipholt from our sister station in Richmond visited the other campus under investigation, the University of Virginia. Now, the state's Department of Education reports between 2010 and 2012, there were 41 cases of forcible sexual offenses reported at UVA. 27 were reported at Virginia Tech and 25 at the University of Richmond. In Virginia Beach, a group of puppies taken from a hoarding house in North Carolina is finally old enough to be adopted, and people were willing to wait for the chance to bring one home with their family. Of Of course, we here at News Channel 3 are fond of the number 3, but after last night at the Norfolk Scope, so are the Norfolk Admirals. The Admirals would score 3 times against the Manchester Monarchs, beating them 3-2, and more importantly, closing out the first round of the playoffs 3-2. Here's another 3 they like. They won 3 games in a row to take out the number 1 seed. The Admirals advanced to the second round of the AHL playoffs. They'll find out who they play early next week, so congratulations to the Admirals. And over at Harbor Park, the Norfolk Tide's Brett Wallace was on fire. In the first, he would drill this ball over the right field fence for a 2-run home run. Then later in the game, Wallace would strike again. This time, he would hit for a double, driving in another Tides run. In all, the Tides would cross the plate 10 times against the Scranton Wilkes Barre Red Raiders for a 10-0 win. The two teams meet tonight at 7:05. By the way, it's Star Wars night at the game. Well, that's all for News Channel 3 at 6. Be sure to tune in for News Channel 3 at 11.